Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Eat, Burn, Sleep. I'm Yalda, and today I'd like to talk to you about something that I mention on a regular basis in my Insta stories, but something that might be obvious to me might not be to you, so I just want to clarify it, is the importance of going for quality animal products. If you are to have animal products, it is really important to look at the origin and the quality of it for the ecology and for your health. So here is my take on it. Let's cover here beef and lamb, poultry and fish. So 3 topics. When you buy beef and lamb, try and stick to grass-fed beef, pasture-fed beef or lamb. The reason why you should do that is when an animal is fed grains, just like humans, it's going to have a higher levels of omega-6 in their system, just like us. Omega-6 are inflammatory, more inflammatory, and omega-3 are anti-inflammatory. So by eating corn or wheat or oats or grains in general, omega-6 levels will be higher. You, by eating the animal, will inherit, in fact, ingest those omega-6. If the animal has been fed grass, you are inheriting, I don't know if inheriting is the right word, but you're basically going to eat an animal which has higher levels of omega-3 and hence better for you than omega-6. It's basically a paleo diet. If the beef or if the animal is fed a paleo diet, it's going to be less inflamed, and you, by eating the animal, you'll be less inflamed too. That's from a nutritional point of view. From an ecological point of view, there's been a huge wave of over-farming, overeating animal products over the past 50 years. When you think of our grandparents, meat was a treat, lamb was a treat. I don't believe it is good for us to eat these products on a daily basis. They're quite inflammatory, they're quite acidic, but at the same time, I feel, I'm not criticizing anyone who's on a vegan diet, but for my own health, I have tried all different diets, and I do need animal product for my iron levels, for my skin, for my hair. I can see a deterioration when I stop them. However, I don't have them that often. To give you an example, I'll have lamb or beef once every week or once every 2 weeks. A bit like, 2 generations ago, like that was a treat. You'd have it once a week, and I like to slow cook it because it's easier to digest. Next, poultry. It's the same thing. A chicken, an egg, or the egg coming from the chicken will have higher levels of omega-3 and lesser levels of omega-6 if it's been fed forage and free to roam on the land and eat, little worms and grass and things like that, rather than being fed corn or wheat grains or grains and not being allowed to move much. It'll be less inflamed, and as a result, when you eat that chicken, that poultry, you will have less inflammatory agents in your body. I also believe that similarly, I would rather eat less chicken, but when I eat it, I want it to be of higher quality. So yes, it is more expensive, but I think quality is much more important than quantity here. And also by buying these products, we encourage farmers who treat, chicken in a better manner for the animal and for us to produce, versus cage chicken fed grains and being grown artificially over 3 weeks with antibiotics and steroids. So I'm very careful. That's why I tend to I try to not order chicken in restaurants, because quite often it is not the right kind. And finally, fish. Same thing. There is this crazy consumption of salmon now around the world. Everyone's having salmon, saying, oh, it's so good for you. It is good for you when it's wild. When it's farm-fed, when it's farmed, the problem is it is enclosed in one area. It is fed, a grain-based diet, and it has been shown to have higher mercury levels too. And mercury is very hard to get rid of once it's in your system. So similarly, I prefer buying less fish, but when I buy it, if I buy cod or sardines, the great thing about sardines is they're very affordable and they're always wild. Like my kids love sardines for breakfast. Or you can buy that salmon in tins, same thing, it's wild Alaskan salmon, that's wonderful for you. Keta wild salmon, amazing for you. But often if you go to some cheap sushi restaurant and you're having all these salmon on a daily basis, most probably it's going to be farmed and it's going to be quite high in omega-6 and in mercury. And similarly, it's quite polluting and not great for the carbon footprint to have these huge salmon farms. It's all about moderation, and I don't believe... I'm someone who's not extreme in her views when it comes to everything, when it comes to politics, religion, and nutrition. I do believe that balance is key. And the reason why I'm telling you all these things is it is totally fine to go out and all eat these foods, but it's nice to know what you're eating. If you're going to have something that's less good for you, I do it, I'm completely fine with it, but I like to know what I'm having and enjoy that choice knowingly, not thinking I'm having something that's super good for you when it's not. I hope this video was informative. Do leave me comments below if you have any questions. If you enjoyed it and want to see more videos like this, do subscribe to my channel and give me a little thumbs up as a way of feedback. Thank you so much for watching.